Yo, and welcome to Dare Miss Mondays. I'm Craig. Today, I'm flying solo. So, life's just been getting in the way a wee bit. This week I thought we could do 5 times Ali's kept me right since he's not here. I've learned a lot from Ali over the years. He's an experienced hand, and I thought we'd maybe share some of that knowledge for you if you're a musician yourself. Here's some tips for you. Number 5, be your own worst critic. Get it right. Don't just think you're brilliant because you've recorded a couple of tracks. Listen to them and think to yourself, are these good enough? Because if they're not, what's the point? When I was younger and I used to go to the Erskine Music and Media studio, I used to come in with tracks and I thought they were the absolute dog's balls, and Ali would be like, you know, your mic's not even, I had this USB mic and it was rubbish. It's like, your mic's not even, there's like a hissing in all the tracks, and you can hear the washing machine in the background, things like that. You think I've recorded something, I've done well. Yeah, you have. There's nothing wrong with, if you're really serious about it, going the extra mile and striving for perfection. You'll never achieve it. Number 4, the SM7B and Cloudlifter. When we decided we were going to start seriously recording, I was on the hunt for a mic because I'd been pinching Ali's mic for a long time and he needed it back, and we weren't actually sure because, you know, you could spend like thousands. The sky's the limit with mics, and you can get an amazing mic for a lot of money. You can get a good mic for little money. It really is a strange market to go into if you don't know what you're looking for. So we went with the Shure SM7B. Ali hooked me up with it. He done his research on it. The thing with the 7B is it's not crazy pricey for how good it is, and it's been used on countless famous recordings. Everybody's heard a track with an SM7B. Shure in general just make great microphones. They obviously make the 58s that everyone knows. They are the pioneers of microphones. Yeah, there's other great mics out there. Since we've started using it, the vocals sound great. There's very little work to do. I mean, I put a bit of top end on the EQ, and it's purely to cut through the mix a wee bit. And you'll see a lot of people using these for podcasts. They're great for speaking, they're great for singing, and they're great for recording guitar amps. The only issue with them is they've got quite a low signal. They need quite a lot of gain to pick up everything. Ali recommended I get the Cloudlifter, which we ended up getting, and that's been a great wee addition. It adds a few decibels without losing the character and without distorting, which is brilliant. So I would thoroughly recommend if you're on the hunt for a microphone. Number 3, drinking and playing gigs. So this one goes back to the previous iteration of Dare Missed. We played this gig, it was at a beer festival, and I don't know what possessed me, but I got taken by a gentleman that was in the gin tent. That story could have went anywhere there. He was selling his gin. It was from some place up the north of Scotland, some nice distillery, and he was giving me a story. I think he thought I was going to buy a bottle of gin, but I didn't. Basically, by the time it got to playing the gig, I mean, I wasn't away with it, as we say. I wasn't pure steaming, as they say. I think it was pretty obvious that I'd had a drink, so I was forgetting words, and for the sample pad you need to screw in the back, and it's a wee bit fiddly, and I couldn't screw it and stuff like that. I just looked like a complete idiot. It was quite embarrassing. I think Ali had invited quite a lot of people to this gig, so the next day we just had a chat and we just decided, let's just never do this again. I wasn't a repeat offender, but I just don't think good music is made drunk or whatever else. You know, there's all these stories of these famous musicians that, you know, done all these drugs and performed. I think it's bull, honestly. I'm sure they got to a point where they could do it because we're doing it every night, but I don't think they done their best work when they were like that. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it would do you any harm if you done that yourself, if you play. It is a drinking culture, and it's an industry that is just known for that. It's easy to get carried away with yourself if you're out having a good time with your friends and stuff. Keep the bevin to a minimum until you've played, and then enjoy yourself. Number 2, timing. Now this one's a big one. This is a really, really big one for me because I consider myself first and foremost a guitar player. Ali taught me how to keep time and be aware of time, how time moves within music. There's a lot of people record to a click track now. as we've spoke about in auto-tune and quantizing video. If you're playing without a click track, time moves and it's not like a strict metronome, and that's fine as long as everyone in the band is in time with each other. That's all that matters. I must have been about 12 or 13 or something, and I could technically play all the wee scales and stuff, but my timing was just all over the shop. Ali swiftly was like, you need to really get your act together because there's so much potential, but you're just not meeting the potential. It took me, actually I'd say it took me years, and even still I have to really make a conscious effort to play in time. And don't get me wrong, I've got a lot better at it. I'd say that's great advice for anyone that's especially if you're starting out learning an instrument. You're a bedroom musician and you've never played with anyone before. That was my problem. I never really had played with a band. It's easily fixed by just playing to a click track or really being aware of just counting, feeling the rhythm of the music. So number one, just go for it. That's what I've learned from Ali. Just go for it. I remember the day that I came in with a bunch of tracks that I'd recorded on my laptop, and Ali was like, ooh, this is starting to go somewhere now. And then he decided we were going to start this project. And if it wasn't for Ali really thinking about it, thinking, you know, this could go somewhere, then I would still be a bedroom musician jamming away on my guitar with my out of time rubbish songs that I hadn't been self-critical of, recorded with a rubbish mic with a washing machine in the background. That would still be me, you know, maybe be a wee bit better. As they say, the worst action is inaction. So, you know, sometimes you just need to go for it, and that's a great thing I've learned from Ali. Thanks for all your advice over the years. I hope if you're watching this you picked something up from Ali's wisdom, and I hope you just enjoyed this video. It's been Dermis Mondays. Like, subscribe if you've got any more tips that you think would help budding musicians starting out. Let us know down in the comments. If you have subscribed, we're actually starting to get people subscribing. Remember to keep the notifications bell on, very important. And thank you very much for watching. I've been Craig. See ya!